It is narrated that few of the companions of Imam al-Askari alayhi salam were sitting and they were about to write a letter to Imam al-Askari alayhi salam asking their questions. And Nasibi, someone who was not on the path of Imam al-Askari alayhi salam, was also present. He said, if you really believe that Imam al-Askari alayhi salam is the holder of such exalted position and he has been granted that divine knowledge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then why are you using ink to write a letter to your Imam? Just put your pencils or your pens without using the ink and write a letter. If he really has that knowledge of unseen, he should be able to know what you already wrote for him. So they accepted this challenge. Every one of them wrote a letter for Imam al-Askari alayhi salam without the use of any ink. They just placed the pen on the paper, they moved it, and the pen did not leave any mark on any of these papers. The Nasibi himself also wrote a letter to Imam al-Askari alayhi salam. They took the letters for the Imam. Very soon the answers to all the letters came back, and Imam alayhi salam had answered every single letter, naming the author of that letter with their name and the names of their fathers. This is who you are, and these are your ancestors, and these are your questions, and these are your answers.
We have to look at the Qur'an again, and we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His infinite grace and wisdom, bestows the al-ghayb upon whomsoever He chooses. It is His choice, it is His property, and it is His right to give that al-ghayb in the proportion that He decides to whomsoever He wants. My Lord knows the ghayb. He does not expose His ghayb to anyone except to one with whom He is pleased from the messengers.
We'll say, oh, so you are putting the Prophet and the al-Bayt on the same level of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Isn't this shirk? No. The wilayah takwiniyah given to the Prophet and the al-Bayt is totally dependent on the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not that Allah has retired. That's the ghuluv side of the issue. He's still in absolute control. If He wants, He can take that power away. So He is in control, but He, out of His own wisdom, has chosen them and He said, I have given you this power. The difference is that the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is essentially His, cannot be separated from Him. Whereas the power given to the Prophet and the Ahlul Bayt is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد